You didn't
We live? We're good.
need to yell at me.
We're good. We're live. Hello, YouTube.
Okay.
Number 7.
Hello, YouTube.
We're back. We couldn't stream last week because of issues with Discord rights and not Discord rights, YouTube rights to stream on different accounts. Some stuff happened. We're back with a live stream. It's fine. I've realized it's not on my account now. We're on the ALR YouTube.
Was that why I wasn't pinged for last race?
Yeah, we were having issues.
Gotcha. Because I was like, after I realized that race had happened, I was like, huh, no one told me that race was happening.
There
And
was
then I
a few
realized
things
because
that
obviously,
happened, but it's fine. We're past Austria now.
okay.
Anyway, qualifying for the sprint. And yes, we're using the old sprint format because that's objectively better than the new one.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I've only really gotten into F1 in the last 3-4 years. But my very first season was the very first one where Max won, I believe. So
I started in 2020.
if you could give me a quick rundown. Yeah, give me a rundown between the old and new sprint formats.
The old sprint format, basically, there was one qualifying session for the sprint, and then the sprint order was then the grid order for the main race, which objectively is better than having two different qualifying sessions, isn't it?
No, yeah, no, definitely, yeah. I agree. That's streamlined. That's way more streamlined, and I think it's more representative of the pace of an actual race.
And you also got another practice session.
Yeah, exactly.
So instead of just the 1 hour of running, you get 2, which is
I like the idea of the old one better than I am swayed. You have swayed me.
Well, Polius has a 5-place grid penalty already for contact. Blaming Spirit there, not quite sure what happened.
Already?
No idea what's happened between Spirit and Polius.
Why would we?
But something is.
Thermiter in the. Is that the Kick Sauber specifically?
Yeah, this is the Sauber.
I always forget their name.
Essentially, the issue is he thought the drivers were showing up. So he's just leaving a space blank.
Neither driver showed up.
Well, they got Tane, who's in Ferrari. It was a misunderstanding. Luckily, that should only affect his sprint race and not the main race. One hopes.
We hope.
It somehow does affect the main race. I have some serious questions for what the heck is going on over there. Anyway, a lot of people starting their lap.
What is going on in the House of Commons?
More like the house of many a team. Anyway, I think we should be watching the man of Thermiter in 5th. I think the man who's crossed the line first.
Yes, he's on his time setting lap now.
Yeah, everyone is. Obviously purple through the first sector. He's the first man to go through the track at any form of high speed. Down towards Cops.
Speed go bird.
First time we've seen these cars flat.
When in doubt, just fucking send it.
Yeah. It's not really how the quote goes, but anyway.
Oh, the speed!
Yes, the Sauber being the slowest car on track in real life is now a semi-competitive car driven in the hands of Polius and his reserve. These two drivers are reserves, the two in the Sauber. They're both reserves, so they're technically not full-time teammates, but they're teammates for now. I'm sure they'll get on, no tension. Thermiter sets the fastest lap. For now, we've got the McLarens coming through. Gaggles goes 0.2 slower. I think Quinn's going to be up. Yes, he is by almost a second there. Wow. Very good improvement.
I'm sure there won't be issues.
Spirit goes 0.5 slower than Gaggles. We've got two cars coming across the line here, Joe and Polius. No fully competitive times as of yet, I believe, apart from the ones of Gaggles, Quinn, and Thermiter. I think these are all major banker laps. So, unsure to whom could set another good one. Scythe sits at 1 minute 30. Joining him is Polar.
Polar, different from Polius.
Yeah, we've got two people with P in their name now. Not to be confused, we have Obek, who should be able to join here now.
I can tell you're going to have issues between Polius and Polar, because they're two very similar sounding names, and I know you.
You've got a very packed grid.
You know, I don't mean to be mean, but like...
I know.
You get names wrong a lot.
People have slightly different usernames.
People do, in fact, have slightly different usernames. You just tend to get them wrong.
We've got two more people coming in. So I need to invite Obek, who I believe did drive at least one race this season. Obek's now online. But anyway, the first laps I believe are done for the whole field. For now, we've got a few more people going for push laps. Obek has joined. He should be able to grab a car. If not, he'll be starting last for the main event. Red Bull, please. Obek.
Reddith Bulleth.
As neither of their drivers are there, and yes, I am fully aware it's a team, but the other team's full. RJ needs another invite. Yeah, Obek, you can take the Andretti Red Bull car for now, as I don't believe any of their drivers will be joining us.
I didn't think the Andretti Red Bull team was still a thing.
It was remade.
I thought that got, like, turned into a different team.
Nah, the Red Bull got turned into Andretti earlier. Spirit moves up to third during this time of trying to invite everyone for the sprint. There we go. The American is back online of Harris for Porsche. By the looks of things, we should be good. Thermite is on a used tyre run. He's just notified me, so very good for him. I feel like some people could be sandbagging the qualifying for a better sprint race and main race, which we could see, because again, wherever you qualify at the end of the sprint is where you start for the main race.
I mean, it's especially if they're like trying to keep their tires decent for the sprint, because the sprint will the sprint will just like tear at least one or two pairs of your tires up.
Don't forget, it will be technically a new session when we do the race, so they will get free range of tires for everyone. So strategies will be completely fluctuant, completely. You know, we could see the full range of tires being used at the very start. You know, the C. 2, 3s, and 4s. I believe that was the compounds they were using in Silverstone this year. Do correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I don't think you're wrong.
Anyway, at this moment, Quinn still has the fastest lap, and in the time we've been talking, Tame has gone up to P3 in his Ferrari-powered car. Harris should be able to join. The American setting a record, the first American to 1, finish a race, and 2, score points in any form of race. Just so being the main race. So that's good. That's a very good record that's held by Harris, number 25 on the field. he should be invited. He should be in, but we'll wait for him to set something. At the moment, we've got 5 drivers below a 28-second lap. I've just realised Dottie set a 29 dead lap there, so that's something really interesting. It's a 29.000.
Indeed.
P7 time could see an improvement from him soon. I think today could be a day where we get everyone who's set a lap above a 1 minute 30. Or above a 1 minute 31 at least. We have people in the 1 minute 30s, I don't mind that. As Quinn improves his time a bit more, we see Joe running through the ground.
Joey. Yeah, I was about to say, Joe just cut that corner. That's gonna hurt his lap time.
I don't think he was on a lap anyway, unless he's trying to do a double push. But Quinn improves by, I think, 0.2 of a second, putting himself nearly a full second from P2 Thermiter. Speaking of, let's watch him on his lap. Don't forget, he is on a used run. A used run? A used set for this run. My bad. It has been a very, very long week, as I'm sure some of you may know. F1's back. We had a late evening last night for the real-life qualifying for the race. There's a slow Red Bull of Obek.
Unfortunately, I didn't manage to catch it.
All you need to know is Russell had a huge spin and slammed the wall in the final corner, costing Verstappen a pole.
Yep. And I know that because of that, he's starting from the pit lane.
Yeah, no, there was actually a breach in FIA regulations and rules from Mercedes that caused this. Basically,
really? Because the news I got on the FIA app said, made it sound like he was...
there was a pre-document you needed to have read, and I read the pre-document that said Mercedes were in breach of not covering the car after curfew. They had the car out for 2 hours after the curfew point. Bearing in mind, that's like midnight, as we see Spirit without a front wing and off the track. From one
Dottie just suffering... Yeah, Dottie just suffering a bit, just a real snap there going around that corner.
But as well,
barely managing to keep the car in
control. We've seen a front wing off a Mercedes Audi there from Spirit at the end of his lap, or on his out lap even. Terrible luck for Spirit there.
Unfortunate. He's gonna have to just completely.
So we see Blazing here.
Completely lose that opportunity.
Yeah, Blazing, the teammate of Polius, Mr. Kev, Blazing Kev,
which is gonna hurt, you know.
Yeah. Speaking of teammate of Polius, Polius goes up to P2, 4/10 down on Quinn, and we've got Kev, who I think is gonna set a quite decent lap time here. He comes to the line, goes up to P3, very decent lap time from. Both Aston Eclipse drivers there. I think I need to reinvite Joe. As I've just seen
Go Eclipse, go.
Joe has an invite for him. We've got.
I mean, we're seeing some killer lap times
we're seeing
right
some
now.
Very nice lap times. Anyway, I think Kevin's going for a double push. I could be mistaken. He's a second and a bit down anyway, so I don't think it is a double push, but he had the DRS on, so that made me think he was going for a double push set there. We do have Dottie, who I believe is on a hot lap here, so we're going to see what he can do. I think he's just backed out of it there. I can't really tell. Yeah, he's backed out. I think he's at a moment somewhere. Dottie, don't type in the Discord.
Let's see what Blazing is doing. Oh, he's just pulling into the pit himself. Okay.
Obek has set a P10 time.
Yeah. Is he going to be pulling into the pit?
I'm not sure. Let's see. He is a second down on his first sector, so one would suggest he will be pulling into the pit lane. Unfortunately, I have a bit of a limitation on who I can spectate because I'm not using controller anymore, as I find the numbers are just very easy to jump to, as I quickly provide the stream or video with proof of.
I understand.
So yeah, the cloud cover should near enough mirror image the real life weather in the UK. There could be rain at the end of the main race. We're not confirmed on that yet, but basing it off the weather reports in real life, we could see rain. Luxy, with a brilliant lap, has slotted himself into P3. So
just being faster than Blazing by about 1/10 of a second.
Yeah, very competitive laps from everyone here. I believe we're going to see the hot laps from pretty much the whole field coming soon.
The Fox?
I am here.
The Fox, you appear to have died.
No,
okay.
I'm here. I just stopped talking. As we can see,
yeah, no, like
almost.
No, that's the thing though. Is you like cut out.
Oh, well, I stopped talking anyway.
Halfway through what you were saying.
Anyway, as we can see, pretty much the whole field.
Oh, why has Bing just decided not to?
We're fixing. He's having issues with trying to drive, so we're just trying to get that fixed before all the top drivers get their laps in. He is out of qualifying, yes, but he will be able to do the sprint, which is the key thing for him. So it's fine.
Apparently we have Polius, Blazing, Thermiter, and Spirit,
pretty much
and Obek on outlap.
Pretty much everyone is going to be on a push lap here.
Everyone's either on outlap or their push lap.
Bar Joe,
which is surprising. We are cutting it. We are still cutting it quite close. People. I don't think people feel safe in their lap times.
I'm surprised that James is now on track now. To be fair with you,
James
is still in
not
the pits.
track. James says it says pit.
So I don't think he's. I think he thinks he's safe. This could be a legendary strategy.
Polius is only like what 4/10 behind.
And,
I think Polius could make that up.
He's just down in the first sector as Polius, but I mean just by about 1,000th of a second he's down. 4,000ths of a second he's down. But
it does. Polius does look like he's blazing right now.
Yeah. Speaking of blazing, the man in P4 is 3 seconds up so far. Predicted.
A little bit wide
down
around that corner from Polius, I think.
Dottie's 1/10 down on his lap so far. Could we see an improvement from him? Sorry, Luxy's 10th down on his lap. Gaggles
30 seconds.
Pit lane. Across the line, it's an improvement from Polius. He's a 10th up. Obek, I believe, has spun on his lap. He might.
Polius has close. I don't think Polius crossed the line.
No, sorry, Sector 2 line. I mean, he's a 10th up on the Sector 2 line. Could it be enough?
Yeah.
He's got the Vale chicane into the final corner. To the line, is it pole?
It's good.
Very close, but it's not pole. He could do a double push, but I think he's just backed out. The Red Bull's in the pit lane, and one of the V-Cubs is in. It is the unimportant one. Polius retires. Polius
retires from the session to bring his
Blazing
car in.
is a 10th up, so could he improve to P3 ahead of Luxy? No, he can't.
Oh, by half a tenth.
Half a 10th of a second, he's out. Spirit's moved up to P5. Thermiter is on a push lap here. It could get crucial to get a lap in from people like Dottie at the lower end of the field, and Tame as well. A shocking and uncharacteristically bad qualifying from our previous season's champion down in P7 there.
Isn't don't we usually call Dottie the quali merchant though?
I think that is the biggest surprise. The man who is so fast in the qualifiers isn't good enough, but Thermiter is .002 up on his lap, giving him the purple middle sector of everyone. What a lap he's on here. Are we going to see an improvement? Tame is done for the session. Around the final corner we go. Will Thermiter improve? No, he doesn't. So James Quinn solidifies the pole from the pit lane.
Yeah. Yes, Dottie, that was embarrassing. We all watched you.
The qualifying merchant being absolutely shown up.
You know what, though? I think that's probably a good thing for Dottie, because maybe this will be the time Dottie actually has a good race performance.
Don't forget, Spirit and Polius have themselves each a 5-place grid penalty for their kerfuffle at the very start of the session. Don't forget that. That is key for this sprint race. Someone please send Joe an invite, because he appears to have disconnected again. And he might have the same issue that he had in Jeddah. If he did, then...
They told me it was a power station. You're either stupid or you're lying. I'm stupid, I'm stupid.
Anyway, we see everyone lining up on the grid here. The majority of the field full with cars. If we could save the comments to the racetrack, lads. There's a bit of drizzle. That was unforecasted. Completely unforecasted. I did not have any say in how the session should go, bar a couple of ideas. So I have no clue where this rain has come from. I'm just going to tell the drivers now, don't blame me for this rain, because I'm not the one who set it to this. Anyway, the lights are on. 2, 4, 5. They're all on. We're waiting. And it's go, 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 go. It's a tentative start from the whole field. Polius already making up moves. Dottie dropping a position to Scythe. James leads into turn 1.
James just right into the lead.
Yeah.
Smooth.
We see the whole field getting comfortably through. Thermite is up to 4th in his efforts to try and keep his way up the field.
Kane fighting Obek for 8th.
Yeah, an uncharacteristically bad race so far from Thermiter, although it is just off the start. He did get Tame, sorry. I'm making the same mistake as last season now. That's quite embarrassing. We're side by side going through towards the run up to Cops.
I'll tell you what, people are just rearranging.
Oh, they are. We're safely through Clops. We're safely through Cops for the top set so far. Don't forget, these are elongated sprint races, so we will be having a safety car. I believe that was Gaggles just running slightly wide there, off the track.
Joe has joined back.
And Thermiter gets a 10-second penalty for corner cutting and gaining an advantage. And there's a dive bomb from Spirit. Doesn't pay off. Almost got him up a position on Polius ahead.
Scythe has left the session.
If someone could please re-invite Scythe, that would be very nice. Don't forget, we do have the point for fastest lap in the sprint race. We're side by side, Thermiter and Spirit here. My bad. Through into the loop we go. Spirit has the better line, has a huge snap. Ghost, so does Dottie in the background there. He's forced into ghosting. Now Tame Super Jazz, Thermiter and Spirit are all now locked in a fight with each other. DRS open now from the second lap. I believe that's a front end plate missing from Spirit's Mercedes Audi. Not
amazing for Spirit if he's missing front plate.
Front end plate on the right as well. Through the right hand corners, he will not be having that good of a time. But
yeah, he is in fact missing an end plate.
Yeah, and we're side by side with Obek and Dottie.
Scythe believes his race is over.
He's got everything to look forward to if there is a safety car, so he could have that advantage. Quinn has just been overtaken by... Whoa! Quinn has just been overtaken by Kev and Luxy there. Whoa. Literal minor mistakes are causing huge issues throughout the whole field. Thermiter spun. He's into the pit lane. He's had an issue. I think he's trying to get rid of the penalty. Is it a double stack? It is a double stack for the Saubers.
Oh, that is really bad as well, because if he serves a time penalty while in the pit, that means Pole is going to get held up behind him.
Yeah, they're both going to be...
That's going to massively affect them both.
Although I do believe the rain is coming down harder, the unforecast rain.
Yeah, no, Pole is stuck behind Thermiter while he serves his penalty. Awful. Oh, that is so unfortunate.
Anyway, we're going to watch the fight up at the front now. Luxy, Kev, and James. And if he bucks his ideas up, Polius are all in contention right now to get the second sprint race win of the season.
That is unfortunate. Both kick Saubers now basically miles behind.
What tires are they on? That could help them in the long run, because people are starting to slip and slide everywhere.
The rain is coming.
Yes, this very unforecast rain has appeared for the sprint
Scythe
race.
is apparently just stuck in AI.
That sucks for him. That really does. Can't really help him with that, but
and he's gone again.
Continuing. Luxy defending from Quinn, the former teammate of the guy behind him, Polius, who's reeled his way into the fight. The rain is slowly coming down heavier and heavier. The Ferrari in the background of Tame is watching this lovely fight. We've got a yellow flag on the main straight. I believe that's Dottie getting it backwards, which has caused him issues. Don't forget, we do have a revised point system for the season, so the top 10 get at least 1 point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus 1 for the fastest lap. So there is that one piece of spicing up. We're going to have quickly invite to Mr. Scythe.
Blazing currently holding the front.
Yeah, Kev holding the lead, and they're side by side for the back. Polius around the outside of Cobbs, gets ahead of Quinn in the wet weather. What an overtake that was! Jeez,
I'm just saying, you know, it's impressive to hold the lead with 3 cars behind you, each within half a second.
Yeah, but as well as that, we've just seen the overtake of the session so far from Polius. Polius, the man who started, what was that, 7th on a charge up the field now.
Yeah.
And they're in! They're in! Blazing! Polius stays out, but the rest of the field's in. Kev gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. It is raining heavily.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. That hurts.
The top 3 are in. I believe one of the Alpines is in as well. That's Dottie in as well. So he might have to wait for his teammate. If it's a fast enough stop, he should just be okay. But the rest of the field are going to stay out. They're going to pray that someone in the lower field causes a form of safety car. This is really a race of 2 stories, isn't it? A race of 2 sides. You get those who pitted early after having not so good of a start, trying to monopolize over the mistakes from others, and you get those who are held up. Those who choose to stay out, chose to fight with the rain. We get the onboard camera of Polius going through Cots. Oh, he's slight drift on the rear through Cops there. Through Maggots and Beckets we go into Chapel as well. Not as fast as we saw them in the qualifier earlier before this session. Blazing, Kev getting ahead of Harris in the Porsche V-car, but they're fighting over P8. There's 4 of them fighting for position. We just catch the end of it where we see Harris losing out to the 3 of them. All of these drivers on the inters as Polius gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Both drivers have it. Spirit's in as well.
Both Eclipse drivers suffering from being just too damn fast.
Yeah, suffering issues with coming into the pit lane entry too fast. Obek and Tame and Gaggles so far yet to pit. RJ as well staying out. We've got all sorts of people coming in. 3 positions being gained from those who pitted very early in the session. Could we see Polius come out in the net lead? It's possible. Polius has just come out in the net lead. Don't forget, any penalties bigger than 9 seconds stay. If they're 9 and below, they get removed. We've had a spin at the lower field. We watch Harris coming out the pit lane now in P11. He really is praying for a form of safety car that doesn't involve him retiring from the race. Thermite are now in 11th.
You know, I don't think that unless the weather dries up again, I don't believe it's going to be it's necessary to re-enter the pit. So if definitely. Both Eclipse drivers can just make good time, they might be able to negate at least the worst of that 10 seconds.
Well, one of them is in a close fight here with Luxy. Kev on a fight in this sprint race. The championship leader and the championship contender. 3 places apart. One of them doesn't have quite a sizable penalty. And we're going to watch James Quinn, the man in current total contention with... And there's a virtual safety car.
And there's a virtual safety car.
That would be Polar. Polar is off the track after the loop to the hangar. So unsure what has happened with him. Of course, virtual safety car, everyone having to slow down. That's where we see the Constantina effect. And I believe the top 4 have been absolutely saved by this VSC. They're going to have the freshest tyres, and they're going to have the benefit of... They're in between. They're in between Luxy, Quinn, and Kev. And several people...
Drive-through penalties, speeding under VSC.
A lot of people were given driving under VSC penalties there.
I don't think that was correct.
From the game, but people will have to come in again. Luckily, one of them was Thermiter, and he was just before the pit lane entry, so that damage is minimal. But most of the field has a drive-through penalty. We see James Quinn currently trying to fight the man in the lead of the sprint. The man getting a whopping 10 points and possibly the point for the fastest lap in the sprint. The man...
How strange.
It's just a glitch with the game, isn't it? EA isn't perfect. Every game isn't perfect. We watch Quinn off the track through cops.
It's just strange.
I think
that's all I've got to
say.
Were
anticipating and they sped up too early. Quinn sliding through Chapel. What a move that was there. Almost losing the car completely. DRS is still open. So the track is still classed as dry. I don't think you want to be on the dry tyres. But the FIA deems the track as dry. We can see the top 7 pretty much in a train here.
The in-game FIA.
Yeah. But no, we see the top 7 in a train pretty much. The biggest gap between P1 and P2. As we see Polar unfortunately getting lapped in his race debut in ALR. Nothing to write home about as of yet. Dottie also chooses to take to the pit lane. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. Oh yeah, the penalty removal, isn't it? Yes, it is. I believe Spirit also has a drive-through. Unsure to whether he saved that or not. And there was a sliding Kev going down the back straight there. A lot of the drivers saying it ended too quickly. Unfortunately, that is the way the game goes. We can't really do anything about it, but suck it up and take it like the adults we all are. We go down towards cops. The championship fight is still on. The championship fight can be won statistically still by pretty much anyone on the field. I'm sure if he'd win every single race and the sprint race, as DRS gets disabled.
Race control, DRS disabled. The FIA
There's a spin from Obek. And the safety car's out. Obek is off in a big way. Obeck's off in a big way through Maggots and Beckett's. I just saw a car lose its rear.
Complete loss of the front wing.
Yeah, I would not be surprised.
That's costly.
As Spirit gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. And we see... Oh, and they're out! There's been contact with the lapped car. With Obeck. James Quinn's in. Polius is in. Blazing's in. Quite a lot of the field are in the pit lane here. Is it going to be a bodge double stack for Blazing? It could be. He's going to hold up the McLaren as well. No, he doesn't. The McLaren gets through. Quinn takes the position ahead of Polius.
Nonsense.
They're all trying to rid penalties.
Obeck has left the session. Obeck has just decided to DNF.
Back. He hit the back of... Yeah, he hit the back of the lapped car, so a bit unfortunate for him. Luxie should be in to serve his grid penalty this lap. It would be his time penalty. This lap, he'd be quite daft not to.
Yeah, it's the thing of like you serve it when is most convenient and also smartest.
Yeah.
It's the sort of thing you kind of want to have sorted as soon as possible, though.
Anyway, we see currently Quinn in a very crucial position in the championship. Even though it is still early days, we're around the halfway point in the season as of now. But Polius, 107 points, 15 points ahead of James. James just needs to do a bit of damage limitation for the points standings. So I believe if he outscores his championship rival Polius in the sprint and the main race, that will put him right into contention. This will be a long safety car, so we need to get the whole field here.
It'll be interesting. Yeah, I think we're going to be in the safety car for another at least 2 laps.
Maybe 2, could be just the next lap, depending on how fast people catch up to the field. Anyway, let's look a bit further down the field at the current unfoldings in the championship. With this, Gaggles will gain an extra 7 points, and Luxie will gain an extra 8. So the point between those two will go from 8 to 9. Dottie as well would get no points at the moment, so he'd stay where he is, and he would, I believe, be threatened by Thermiter if he does choose to wake up and try to fight him. Joe could monopolize off of this and gain a bit towards those ahead. RJ in a very good position. He'd gain 6 points, and I believe that would just put him ahead of his teammate Joe. Scythe in this race still down in 13th. He's not going to gain anything well, but Kev...
I'll tell you what is probably...
Go on.
I'll tell you what's probably been very helpful for Eclipse is all of these safety cars, allowing them to like work off that 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And still not lose too much time.
Yeah, he could just try get in the lead and just go and pray that the rest of the field have moments that allow him to get up the field. So... yeah, I believe if these drivers can gain their way... Safety car's in this lap.
Okay, I guess I was wrong about 2 laps.
So that has kind of messed up Thermiter, Dottie and Scythe. If Tame could just hold it for as long as possible to let those 3 just claw up to the back of the field. But we're going to be watching the man in 3rd here for the restart. I don't think he wants
Remember,
to.
guys, no max happening.
Yeah, no going side by side. As we see the inevitable, Luxie's pulled into the pit lane.
Their collision with Killspree from Polar.
I think he just rear-ended Polius under that safety car, but we are going to go... It's a very late call, but we're green. Gaggles is leading his teammate, which could be pivotal. We could see the switch in position from those two, as Polius already climbs ahead of RJ, and as well as this, Harris is up into P6. The two McLarens fighting each other. Quinn is through. And Gaggles... Yeah. Gaggles needs to defend from Polius. He knows he wants this championship. The team championship, I think, is just out of his grasp. But the Drivers' Championship, he knows he can win if he lets his teammate ahead. Luxie has come out at the very end of the field. He's not scoring any points at all unless there is a red flag. But something quite major would have to happen. So Gaggles, with this huge point score currently of 7 points, would claw that gap down to about 1 point between the two. He just needs to keep the car behind him. Harris dropping down the field even more after that beautiful start where he found himself 6th. He's down in 9th, fighting for 9th. What are we going to say on the fight? Polius could have a run.
Thermiter and Bing.
Yeah, that's what
Thermiter and Bing
interested in. And we see Thermiter off the track in the background. I believe that was Thermiter.
Unfortunate.
Joe is disconnected again.
Oh, Joe just left the session.
But Gaggles is trying to defend from Polius, who gets through.
Thermiter up into 8th. Currently right up behind RJ right now.
Yeah, this could be a crucial fight. 2 to go here.
There's a lot of fighting.
There's a lot of rain as well. This is playing into the hands of people in the front. Quinn really needs this sprint race win. A few people coming into the pit lane there, I fear, to fix damage that they have sustained through this race. So damage limitation, 15 points at the moment. That gap would go down to 14 points after the sprint race if the order were to stay as is. So Quinn just needs to keep his car ahead of Polius. And there's a spin! Spinning Dottie manages to save it. Thermiter and RJ get through. Porsche looking for a double points finish this race. It seems feasible for them. RJ runs wide. Dottie's going to get back through. I feel that was a bit planned by RJ to keep this fight going. But the fight at the front, there's 3 cars. Pretty much all involved. Gaggles getting all loose out the left-hander onto the back straight away as Harris overtakes RJ.
I feel like you probably shouldn't give credit to any of them for planning things. I don't think they're clever enough for that.
Well, anyway, we've got a near dive bomb there from Quinn on the inside of Tame, and he's going to get the run down the inside of the final corner, hitting the curb. Is this going to allow Polius to get a double move? It could be true. I think he's just blocked out. Quinn takes the lead. Is Tame going to be knocked down 2 places? Yes, he is. It's going to be frightfully close. These two are really fighting for a championship. It won't be as clear-cut as Tame's first in the first season and his Tame's championship, as I completely fondle my words.
Aye. Yeah, I mean, we have to see some. If either Tame or Polius want that vaunted first position.
But anyway, it's here. Polius dives through, down.
And just manages to take.
He's not through. He's not fully through. Quinn is still there, side by side. It's going to be pivotal on this last lap to try and take the lead for Polius. He's on the inside of Karts. We've seen this go bad in the past. They stick it out side by side. Yellow flags out in the middle sector. We're not concerned about that. Tame is trying to fight his way through. Tame clips the back of Quinn, just losing the rear. He stays in the race. I think he's going to settle for third. Could we see a very last-ditch dive bomb into the chicane from Quinn on his championship rival? Tame is there. To the inside goes Tame. on Quinn. There's contact. Tame's off the track. Huge incident. We've got 3 corners to go. Quinn tries the inside line, gets forced over the sausage curb, and it's going to be Polius to win another sprint race, to take the pole position. Thermiter, from a terrible place in qualifying, makes his way up to 4th. Dottie in 5th. Tame finishes 6th. Blazing in 7th. And Harris, with I believe one of his better points finishes in the season, comes across the line in 8th. Scythe in 9th. Scythe in 9th, making it a double Porsche finish. And RJ finishes the points in P10. We've just got the 2 drivers to finish the race. What an end to the sprint race that was.
How unfortunate for Tame.
Dottie went from P10 to P5. Absolute cinema.
Unfortunate for Tame, though.
Really was. Absolute cinema. What that was
a beautiful final lap.
That, I feel, is a genuine Skyfall moment. And I think those who are aware of what a Skyfall moment is knows what that is.
I don't, actually.
Abu Dhabi 21, where they put Skyfall over the top.
Oh, yeah.
That's what that is. Dottie, we couldn't see your apparently absolute mega send on Kev on the last lap because we were mainly focusing on the fight at the front. Because that, quite possibly, was the best battle we've had all season long involving more than 2 cars.
Oh yeah, that was the best 3-way we've had.
This season, that is the greatest race so far. But we've got the main race to come. Everyone stay in lobby. Everyone stay in lobby. What a sprint that was.
If anyone's got like stuff they want to report, please wait until after the main race itself.
Yeah.
And
then wait an extra business day due to the F1 race.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to process anything. We're going to be too busy watching Russell come out of the pit lane and hit someone.
I'm predicting Verstappen does a stupid dive bomb on Norris. And it sends him out of the race.
That's not a prediction.
No, I predict they'll both DNF.
Okay, that's a prediction. I was about to say, you're not predicting anything with Verstappen there. That's what he always does.
No, I mean, Verstappen will hit his front wheel off and Norris will continue and then Russell somehow joins in on the pile-up. Let me just get the confirmed grid order. I don't believe RJ is coming back, which is a bit of a shame for him. However, that does mean we should be fine. But anyway, here we go. So we're just waiting for the grid positions to be filled in. I've just noticed Tame has uploaded a clip. So we'll see if that comes through anything. Incident report.
Yeah. Just in case you guys have missed it, because I've just said it to my incident with Polius. Yeah, that's fair. Basically, what happens is after this race, you can report it. And we'll watch over it after the IRL race is done.
Yeah.
So feel free to put in chat. Yeah, just feel free to put it in chat. We will get back to you.
I feel the Instagram is going to have quite possibly the single greatest lap fight in history for ALR today, because that was the greatest piece of fighting that we've ever had.
That's definitely going in the highlights.
Yeah, forever highlights. That was the greatest piece of racing we've had.
Oh yeah, no. When we do the season highlights, that's in there.
That would be next season's opening titles, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
When I get the second monitor worked out.
Silverstone is permanent on the calendar from now on.
Definitely. After that sprint.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Silverstone's always been good for racing.
Yeah, but we didn't want it on the first season just so we could see what tracks worked and what didn't. Just as a test, and then expect some...
Silverstone works.
Yeah, okay, ready up, guys. Ready up. Anyway, important announcement that's not been announced yet. Expect some changes around Mexico real life time. We're going to have 1 or 2 changes to the calendar for the sheer fact. We don't want to finish it on the 22nd. And Mexico is being held at quite possibly the most awkward time for this league. So there'll be no race in 2 weeks. So the week after next, we're not having a race. Also lines up well because I believe I'm in Cardiff that weekend. So that's perfect. Anyway, we're readying up. Don't forget your setups, guys. Also, I believe we almost had 3 different constructors on the top 3 podium places then. Which we've not had in a while, I don't think. I need to go look at my stats again.
I just imagine you have like this giant book.
I do.
Yeah, no, we almost very much had 3 different constructors. It was this that spin that took out Tame. Oh, apparently there was one in the Monza sprint.
Okay, 12 of the 15 main races we've had have had 3 different constructors in. So we've had rarer occasions of 1-2s or 1-3s or 2-3s. So
yeah, we've had 2 different.
Anyway, the lights are on for the main Silverstone race. And we're go! Very early start from the field. Polius leads away well. Quinn in second. Don't count out Thermiter. He's just hanging back for the lead. Quinn inside. There's a spin in the background from Harris, who also, Luxie gets a penalty. And Dottie is down the field as well after a secondary spin. Thermiter around the outside to take P3. What an ambitious move that was. The fight is still on at the front. They're fighting all throughout the field. Quinn is going to try, lunge the inside, backs out of it. Everyone trying to get through on each other. We see here a possible...
The grid is still very close right now.
Yeah, even after that set of spins that we had at the very start of the session, we're still running clean. I believe we're going too wide through Maggots and Beckett. Shouldn't really want to do that. Joe, unfortunately...
When was the last time we had
Go on.
Like a large enough issue to warrant restarting the whole race?
Monza last season, no? No, Australia, we had the game break on us. That was when.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, Blazing's
okay,
just overtaking Gaggles and Quinn!
Anyone's fault.
Quinn tried to dive down the inside on the chicane to finish the lap. almost getting an overtake on our race leader. Sorry, I had to interrupt you there. That could have been close.
You're alright, no worries.
And Quinn tries to take the lead again. Thermiter, we know when he sniffs a win, he's in with a shot of at least a podium. And Quinn to the inside. Forces Polius wide. Thermite's getting a double toe. He could monopolize over this as well. So could Blazing. They're side by side. Thermiter pulls out. I don't think he's going to get it done. Quinn gets through on Polius. Thermiter to the inside of both of them. I think he's going to try and get through on Polius, but he just gets boxed out. Thermiter, a man, after winning a race last season, being on the podium, he knows what it's like. Are we going to see a repeat of his brilliant efforts last season in Kota? Through into Maggots and Beckett's we go. It's a wide line from Thermiter. The top four separated by about a second there. Great things you like to see. DRS open on this straight. Quinn is going to be hung to dry. I don't think he'll defend it too hard. We see Gaggles and Tame fighting in the background. That's not the major fight we're looking for. Thermiter runs wide. We see Polius trying to dive to the inside. He gets the overtake done. Quinn just having to back into Thermiter. That helps Gaggles get through on Blazing almost. Doesn't stick through though. We continue this race. Spirit gets the fastest lap of the race so far. We're going to stick quickly with the Sauber so we can watch this fight from a different perspective. Quinn dives to the inside, backs out of it. Thermiter gets through on the inside of Quinn, forcing Quinn just off the track within racing room. That's fully out there. That is some great wheel-to-wheel racing.
I'm going to say that looked like a result of Quinn's failed overtake there, because it looked like he overextended, which opened him up to being overtaken by Thermiter.
Anyway, Quinn is now being attacked by the championship's teammate, the championship leader's teammate at this moment in time. So this could help Thermiter close up to our race leader and possibly lead a lap, which would be something we'd love to see here. But he's got Quinn barking up his diffuser. He's going to try and make a very ambitious move to overtake him through into the faster right-hander, almost as fast as Cops, but it is uphill. Over to you. Great. No speaking? Okay then, never mind. Thought that would work. Thermiter runs wide ever so slightly, just using track limits. We see Quinn trying to do a dummy. I believe there's a dive bomb in the back of the shot there. I believe that was Spirit trying to dummy Gaggles.
That might be setting fast flat.
Yeah. So he is full pushing on his set of tyres. Quinn on the mediums. I believe he's the only one in the top 5. Or the top 3 even on mediums. Top 5 would be a big shout. And Thermiter dives to the inside. Taps the side pod of Polius. And just backs out of it. And taps him again for good measure.
Doesn't quite get it.
Yeah, doesn't quite get the move done, and he tries to dive around the outside.
He has to be careful. Has to be careful doing that. It's a very easy way of taking him and Polius out.
And if that does happen, that would slingshot Quinn, no doubt, into this championship fight even harder. It could put him in the championship lead if something were to happen to Polius and he doesn't score any points or scores less than 15 points. Yeah, no, he needs he'd need to score 10 or less points as Thermiter spins, and he hits Quinn! Quinn into the wall with Thermiter. This is crucial. Quinn loses half his wing. He rejoins in P9, Thermiter in P10. The two of them with damage. What we feared could have happened has happened. One of the championship contenders ends up in the barriers. What a moment that was. They're both coming into the pit lane now for an unscheduled early pit stop. Drama on lap 4 of this race. I did not see that one coming at all.
What did I miss?
You've just missed Thermiter spinning and then Quinn hitting the back of him and spinning off. That was the worst time for you to go AFK. One of the major championship contenders.
I had to do all my dinner stuff.
Mate, you've just missed that moment. I cannot believe what I've just witnessed.
That is unfortunate.
Quinn, at this moment in time, is going to lose a massive points haul to the car ahead of him.
To be fair, though, why didn't I did say that Thermite had to be very careful with the way that he was driving.
He did. He just ran slightly too wide on the exit and ran the curb and just lost it on the grass, and it just caught Quinn out. So they both went spinning off into the wall. I think Quinn managed to get away without actually hitting the wall, but he definitely sustained some major structural damage to his front wing.
I didn't jinx you. I warned you.
He had a pixel of grass on his tires, apparently. Anyway, we're going to focus on the fight for seconds involving Kev, Tame, and Spirit. So...
It was a missed input, bro. It was a missed input.
Yeah, anyway, continuing on with this fight. We've got all sorts happening. I think they're a bit too busy.
We're not going back to 23.
But anyway. Polar coming into the pit lane.
So even if they won, I don't think we're going back to 23.
I don't think we are, no. Anyway, I think Quinn has just lost the benefit of starting on the mediums. But I think the one who has the benefit right now, I think, is Tame. He's, I think, the only man in the top 5 on the mediums. So it could be a good race for him here at Silverstone. Most of the drivers on the current grid are celebrating their home race. I believe we've got 2 that aren't from the United Isles, as I like to call them. I'm not sure where Polar's from. If someone could please update me on that, that would be nice. But I know for a fact that Mr. Harris in 10th is American, that's for sure. As we watch Spirit try a dive bomb and spin, almost colliding with Tame.
Ooh.
That got very close.
Big ol' spinny.
Yeah, that got very close to a race-ending incident there. That really did. So they just backed out. I believe that's Polar going wide on the run up to Cops. So no need for a spectate on that. But we do see Gaggles starting to close in on this fight, and the Alpines and Scythe are all slowly closing in on the fight at the front. But we've got Tame barking up the rear wing and diffuser setup of the Aston ahead of him. I saw the predictions for this race. It could be a 2-stop if you choose to do a medium, soft, medium, soft. I believe you could go medium soft. That could set you straight. But soft medium might not be the fastest strategy here today. We've got the man on the soft in the middle of your screen, the Ferrari car of Tame, last season's champion. The man who knows what it's all about. The man who scored the most points in the league. Fighting Kev, the man who got 2 wins last season, and the man who's currently missing an end plate, and there's a bit of side rubbing there between the two. Tame again forced to take evasive actions and pretty much saving it from his absolutely atrocious sprint race that ends mere minutes ago. Things keep heading south for last season's champion.
We've had a rather explosive start to this race.
Oh, definitely.
Tame is right up the end of Blazing right now. As he goes for the as it looked like he was about to try and go for the overtake there, and then just ran wide.
Yeah, we do see it here though. He's trying to hunt the car down. Nothing really much going on at the moment apart from this near fight going on. So, Tame in P2 from his teammate.
Whew. I am now full of potatoes and meat.
That does help. Quinn has come into the pit lane a second time. As we see Spirit with a huge moment at the back of the shot there. He's backwards in the barriers.
And
resets to
two
track.
positions.
Could lose a third here from Dottie. But there was a huge spin on the rear.
That was harsh. That was a harsh loss of control there.
So, could be worse.
Mr. Quinn, right at the back of the field.
Yeah, I think he's really waiting for a safety car at this moment in time. I think a few others are as well.
I feel like at this point we've settled into the point in the race where people are just sort of trying to hold where they are, unless they know for a fact they could probably get a good like I imagine Blazing's trying to overtake Tame, but I don't imagine Tame is gunning too hard for Polius right now.
I don't think he's gunning at all. Polius might just be lacking a bit, because at this moment in time, he is Polius has lost half a second on lap time to those behind. And the moment I say that, he picks up the pace. Dottie versus Spirit is the fight unfolding here. As
Dottie's definitely gaining time on Spirit. I'm wondering if Spirit has lost like some level of mojo after that spin.
Yeah. Again, a safety car could save his entire weekend here.
A safety car could like shake up everyone's weekend pretty majorly at this point. This wouldn't be like that. This wouldn't. Yeah, this is a weekend where like a safety car could really impact it. As Dottie goes onto the grass, loses his back end,
and Luxie's into the pit lane.
Their motor overtakes Bing Magic.
Yeah, I think that was to be expected, and Quinn is now ahead of the other vehicle.
Yeah, and then it took it back from Thermiter.
Let's see, how many places will Luxie lose? I think could just be down. I think he should just be safe from those behind. He could be coming out in this fight between Thermiter and Harris, which wouldn't be too good. I think he's just come out ahead of it, so he should be fine.
You're cutting out a bit.
That's fine. Anyway, is this?
Why did they do that?
What?
That water's been there since Friday morning. Why did they just drink that?
What the hell is wrong with you?
I don't know. Here's the thing. I made myself drink Friday morning, didn't drink all of it, and then I didn't come home to here from work. I went to my mum's, and then I was at my mum's all weekend. And I got home about 6 hours ago, and I just kept emptying the water out.
In the pit lane, Gaggles, Spirit as well, all come into the pit lane. So.
Well, I've already had one sip. Might as well drink the rest.
So at the moment, these guys are
giving the juice time to marinate.
Middle sector for Polar. So expect to see Polar being lapped sometime in the coming laps. As if he pits, he will be lapped pretty much immediately. Although the gap between those who have picked and those who haven't is slowly falling down. Nothing really much to report on apart from Harris in the pit lane right now.
Tame is slowly closing in on Polius. I think that's because Polius has sort of burnt his tires up a little. Oh, Polar's got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Speaking of Polius, he comes into the pit lane and Tame stays out. Dottie's on the soft.
Tame stays out.
Him in soon. Same with Scythe.
Yeah.
Well, then we're going to watch this Aston Martin pit stop. Do they pull it off well?
Tame is on 12 lap old softs, though. The mediums, though. So
I think that could be a better strategy. Yeah.
Yeah, Gaggles, I know.
RJ, I don't think is pitted yet. Neither is Gaggles or Blazing. I think they're all on the mediums. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Who? Blazing, Gaggles, and...
Oh, just Blazing.
Blazing's on mediums. Gaggles is on mediums. A lot of people have pitted either onto the mediums or the hards.
And
everyone's on mediums right now except Dottie and James, who are on hards. And the only people who have old tires are RJ and Tame, who are both on 12 lap old mediums. What time roughly would you believe that those mediums would need to be changed?
From the start, I think around lap 20.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I don't think those. I'm thinking that possibly from now, Polius could make it to the end of the race on those.
As Tame gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
As Tame goes into the pits and gets a 10.
Whoa!
That is major. That is going to seriously hurt him. Is it onto the hards?
He's going to the end of the race.
Personally, I think I would have waited until lap 20. I waited until sort of lap 19, lap 20, and then changed onto softs.
This could be a very good strategy for him, though. Think about it.
Well, not with those 10-second time penalty.
Yeah, he could be thinking, though. He could have come in wanting a set of softs and then got the penalty and then said hards to the end. So we can try and monopolize if there's a safety car so we can switch to a new set of softs.
Yeah, but even under the safety car, it would still have to serve 5 seconds.
10 seconds. But even so, that would be damage limitations, wouldn't it? He'd be on the soft, the fastest tyres.
Yeah.
RJ now comes.
See, I thought it was serving you 5 seconds at a time.
As we finally see Blazing get ahead of Gaggles.
If you will excuse me for a moment, I need to run my plate out. Nobody explode while I'm doing this. I know you like to.
Anyway, we see this fight from above on the helicopter cam. We see Gaggles here trying again down the inside of Kev. Gets that move done. So these two will keep fighting.
This just in, I am the Muffin Man.
As you say that, Polius takes the fastest lap on the mediums. As you say that.
Okay, that's very funny.
Literally, the moment you finish your sentence, he gets the fastest lap. Gaggles is defending from Blazing. We could, yeah. Well, they're side by side with a back marker in.
Blazing absolutely gunning for Gaggles' spot.
They want each other's track
Will it remain?
I think Blazing's going to keep it for this part of the lap.
I mean, they are absolutely in DRS of each other.
Yeah, they've been in this gap for the last lap and a half, so I don't think we're going to see any over-opportunistic moves coming through here after that lap 4 incident.
No. They're all practicing a mic pound of temperance.
Yellow flag in the middle sector. It's Spirit, who's going slowly.
Tell me, you did turn off random engine failures.
Yes. Yeah. I wasn't the one who made the login, so I wouldn't know.
Gaggles, did you turn off random engine failures?
I assume he did. Anyway, down to the chicane we go. Dotty versus Spirit. Spirit versus Dotty. With Thermiter involved as well.
Interesting choice from RJ, by the way, to be on softs at this point of the race.
He's banking on a safety car, isn't he? Soft.
Ah, yes.
As that is the only advantage we have.
I mean, at this point, basically, if you're anywhere in the top, like, in the last, like, 5 or 6, you are probably hoping for a safety car.
Yes.
Especially if you'll say Thermiter.
Or maybe even Quinn, hoping for that safety car. Whoa! Spirit with a huge moment! Spirit tried to pull to the outside and ran completely off the track. This has been overtaken by Thermiter and he spins! Out of the camera shot. No, Spirit suffers a huge spin.
Yeah, still kept the 8th position though.
Yeah, remarkably.
Oh, does it look like?
Oh, there's someone off. Blazing's off. That could be crucial.
Blazing off the track.
That could be crucial.
Yeah, he loses that. He loses that position to Gaggles, and then one immediately to Lexi.
And it could get even worse because now Aston Martin are technically down their rear gunner for a while. As now Dotty and Thermiter are having a fight. And there's a yellow out again. I think it's for the lapped car. I believe it was. You see Dotty with a huge moment spinning across the track. Luckily ghosting's enabled. Anyway, we see it here. The teammates, one of the teammates being lapped by the other one. And we've got a fight forming between Gaggles and Dotty. So
I mean, bets on 3 different constructors this race.
Probably. It's more common than having two constructors. I'm going to restart that sentence. I'm going to restart that sentence. We're not in the 50s. It's more uncommon to have a 1-2, and I've just realised Gaggles is missing his end plate, so I don't know where that.
Gaggles is not having a great time.
I think that has come from the contact with Blazing, the possible contact with Blazing.
We're living in a modern age with modern problems that require modern solutions. My modern solution being that we should issue each driver a 9mm handgun with 3 bullets.
And put them in a room with each other and see what they do with it.
No, I was about to say in their cars. I want to see them try and like shoot each other while they're driving. You get 3 blue shells. Do with them as you please. The second Max gets into the lead, everyone hits them all at once.
Anyway, the race continues on. We've got just under 10 laps to go now. I can't be bothered to make that exact.
Gaggles in DRS range of Luxy.
But the issue is there's no DRS until after Maggots and Beckett.
Indeed, but I think Gaggles can remain within a second of Luxy. It's just whether or not he'll be able to turn that into a meaningful advantage, especially considering the fact that he's missing an end plate.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if there is a safety car and he has to pit again, he's going to have to get his front wing changed, and that's going to add a lot of time.
He doesn't have to get that changed. It's something you can have an option for that. But I think he would.
I know. It's just. I know. I just think that people tend to like to replace their wing because they're like more downforce is good.
Laps are ticking down very slowly, and this championship is going to sway hugely towards Polius after this event.
Can I just say Polius has had an absolutely killer performance. Like not as like an eclipse thing, though I am proud of my team. But like from an objective point of view, Polius has been absolutely killing it.
And we've seen a DNF in the pit lane, I believe, from Polar.
What caused that DNF, or was that just like a general I have to retire moment?
I think he just chose to retire.
Yeah, that's fair. Someone's dragging a yellow flag around with them.
I think that would mean his AI car's got out of the pit lane, so it's fine, but it is lapped, so it should be ghosted, so it shouldn't be any issues. All the fights are a bit
it's just disappeared. It's just disappeared. It was going around the third corner.
It's fine, he's gone.
Polar's AI call.
At this moment in time,
not in the third or fourth corner.
I believe my accurate calculations would put Tame in fifth, if the race were to end at this moment in time.
Yeah, it is sucky that like Tame is having a really good race and then a time penalty of 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he would end up in fifth, which would put Luxy and Gaggles up on the podium.
Definitely good for those two in their hopes for the championship. A good finish in the championship, I should say, as we've got Spirit off again, having another moment through his least favorite.
I will say I am genuinely quite proud of the league, because like the very first race I watched was the Japan race, which was a nightmare.
Yeah, went better than Australia.
Well, Australia was a nightmare, and so was Japan. A lot of the early season 1 races were like fraught with people not behaving properly, having to restart because of just shenanigans. And you know what? For the last like few races, it has been remarkably clean. There's been very little arguing. There's been we haven't had to restart a race in like a while because
of shenanigans. Yes.
Yeah. Like I'm not counting Australia because that was just like technical difficulties.
Yeah, but because of shenanigans,
that was just the game. That was the game being bad.
The last moment to start for shenanigans and the game being the game was Brazil. I think Bartek took someone out and 2 people disconnected at the very same time. As we watch Dotty run wide there, and I think Spirit's just going to try...
Is Bartek fully banned from the league now?
No, he's just banned from this season. We do see Spirit, though, diving down the inside of Dotty, locking the front, and Dotty trying to get back through. Very nearly contact between these two.
Only just nearly.
Yeah, but there is a fear of fight forming between Gaggles and...
It's not forming. Gaggles and Blazing are going wheel to wheel.
Yeah.
And Blazing overtakes him, but they are going side by side. It's all going to come down to the corner, and I think Blazing has it over Gaggles.
Definitely.
Especially with that, like, Gaggles loses the rear end a little and goes wide.
We have 5 to go, I believe. My calculations are right.
Gaggles is having some really bad snaps on the back of his car.
But we see Dotty back ahead of Spirit as these snaps continue. This is helping Thermiter just edge away from this fight.
Even with those snaps, though, Gaggles is chomping at the bit to retake that position. Because he knows that if he can just get ahead of Blazing, then that puts him on the 3rd spot on the podium. As things are currently looking. So really, the battle for 4th is really the battle for 3rd.
We see Spirit get back ahead. Dotty tries to dive down the inside. Anyway, fights throughout the field are forming. It's getting to that point in the day. The sun is starting to set over the beautiful track of Silverstone. The rain cleared up.
It's already set here.
Yeah. Luckily, we've photo simulated the weather, so we have a bit more dry. We do have Gaggles and Blazing, I feel, about to enter another fight.
Yeah, thankfully it's dry, so I don't have to put up with anyone moaning about the fact that it's raining.
Can't blame me for it. I don't make the lobbies, yet people still try to.
Yeah, I don't understand why they're trying to blame you. It's not your fault. It was either like the 2 people who make the lobbies was usually Thermiter, and now it's usually Gaggles.
It is Gaggles, pretty much. I made 1 lobby once.
Well, yeah, Thermiter used to make the lobbies, and now Gaggles makes the lobbies. Yeah, no, I'm really proud of where the leagues come, how the leagues come along.
Yeah, it's nice.
It feels like professional now. Feels like an actual league.
Oh, that's cool. I found I can cycle through the fastest laps and stuff using keybind. We see Spirit defending from Dotty. Dotty gets back down the inside of him.
Blazing is Blazing's just doing his best to try and put some time between him and Gaggles. Gaggles is just not letting him. Gaggles is so eager to be within a second.
And we've also got Spirit, who is also very eager to try and get through on Dotty here.
You know what? Had Gaggles been only 2/10 of a second forward, he could have taken that position back under DRS.
Anyway, we see a side-by-side moment. Dotty and Spirit side by side. Whoa. That could have got very close there between these 2. Dotty's going to try fight back round the outside. There's contact as Dotty locks up and taps Spirit. I don't think any damage from either of them. Dotty on the hard, Spirit on the mediums. Dotty's going to try around the outside of turn 1. It's fully flat, that corner. And there's a wobble from Spirit, and he loses an end plate. Dotty's forced off the track. Does rejoin behind. And it was Dotty that lost an end plate there. My bad. But
I'll tell you what, the people who are holding out for a safety car now that chance for the safety car is completely past.
Oh, absolutely. There is no way in heavens they're getting a safety car of any form.
that opportunity, that gamble has not paid off
completely. But again, it's not really their fault, is it? They got messed up very early after a very, very big crash between Thermiter and James. Thermiter's been able to make his way back up the field to a respectable P6 from last.
Sixth is not too bad. Sixth is, as a position, is perfectly fine. It's not the first and second that he was looking at initially, but sixth is something to take stock of and be proud of, especially in a highly competitive league like this.
Yeah. Anyway, continuing on, we have just under 2 laps to go on this thrilling race. I believe that's Harris, set to be lapped here by our race leader. You can just see that on the minimap in the bottom. So this fight,
please do not hold up the race leader.
It's ghosting anyway. I know that does help a bit with getting through, but do try to get out the way. We do see it here though, this fight continuing between Dottie.
Even with ghosting, it doesn't. Yeah, even with ghosting though, ghosting does obscure the visibility of the road at least a little, which doesn't help occasionally.
Ooh, Spirit pulls to the inside of the corner to try get the inside line. Dottie tries to hang it around the outside. They're rubbing wheels. Spirit gives up the place.
Blazing now over a second ahead of Gaggles, meaning that DRS is now out of effect, and because DRS is no longer going to be pulling Gaggles forwards, I think we're going to see Gaggles fall behind.
I think that's
a little bit more.
Fastest lap, and Spirit dives to the inside of Cops and forces Dottie wide for an overtake. So Harris is in for a set of softs for the fastest lap, we believe. He could be the first American to set the fastest lap in any race format. He'd need an absolutely
it would be, yeah, no, it
Dottie
would
to
be,
the inside
it
of
would
Spirit.
be an achievement.
Sorry,
Dottie managing to just
slam the door. This fight has
been
going on for so long, and it has no sign of stopping. I think Spirit is just trying to work his way around Dottie as Dottie loses the rear. Well, that was a code brown there, completely from both drivers. Total
loses the rear, but maintains
the
position.
Very nearly sent the front wing of Spirit flying everywhere, and a Spirit to the inside. I believe.
Ooh, Spirit takes.
Could get the DRS. If it goes to Dottie, then Spirit is absolutely lost out. After he gets a very nice switchback. And the DRS goes to Spirit.
That was beautiful.
That was a very methodically thought out overtake right there. I think he was.
That was beautiful, and he got the DRS as well.
Yeah, that was quite possibly the best move of the race. Anyway, we look to the final corner. We see Polius winning again. He wins his home race. Who joins him on the podium?
I was a little worried. I was a little worried for a moment there that Polius was just about to slam into the wall.
Anyway, Tame across the line gets that 10-second penalty. It should mean it just stays at 10 seconds. Luxie gets the P2.
I think considering the time difference, that's just gonna put him into fourth.
Luxie gets it. Luxie gets P2. Tame keeps P3. The fight is still on. I think Spirit is just going to keep the position. I believe Blazing has spun after the line. Yes, he has. But I believe Spirit is going to keep this track position. Unfortunately, Harris was unable to get the fastest lap. We see Thermiter off the track as well, but Spirit keeps that P7 after a many a long lap fight with his rival on track, Dottie. We're going to get Scythe coming across the line in P9 to collect some of his best points towards this season. He matches his place in the sprint. He gets 2 points. Quinn, after a very unfortunate accident, will come across the line in 10th, and RJ follows suit in 11th. That was a very good race. And that is it, unfortunately for us, this weekend. So yeah, that is it. That's all we're gonna have for this.
That was an excellent race.
Scythe
and Scythe is correct. His DNF streak has ended.
4 points from a single weekend. And there is your race winner, Polius, after winning again an all-British podium yet again in ALR.
I wouldn't have called it a boring race, but
it was
fair.
Brilliant from where we watched it. Scythe, you just got caught dirty, mate. Hate to say it to you, but anyway,
Luxy definitely deserved
completely
driver of the day. Yeah, I agree.
I pray that the stream